Hey y'all, I see everybody's coming in. Sorry about the mix up with the scheduling from earlier. I scheduled it based on the wrong time zone. So you guys have to, y'all are gonna have to give me a little pass here because I need to get some stuff up on the end, but I know that there were people waiting. And I basically scheduled this the wrong time zone, so it looked like I was really late, but really I wasn't, because it wasn't even supposed to start. But look, we're here now, so we about to get into this. Let me get a sip of my water. Let me let a little bit more of y'all come in, and we go get into this, because I need to get this black male worship off my chest. I need to be able to talk about how there are so many different delusional women within the community, and it's looking like it's primarily the older women, but it's still them nonetheless. And we're definitely going to get into that. I just want to let a few more people come in, because I know people end up coming in and they don't really know what the topic is. So as many of them that can come in as possible is good. If any of y'all was in Themis' chat room last night, can you put a 1 in the comment section? I don't see anybody saying it, so I don't think anybody in here within there, and that's fine. It is what it is. Usage or cleaning. Oh, some people are. I guess there is a delay. There is okay, so y'all was in the chat box, right? And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Bandits and their selective outrage never fails to really surprise me, because at the end of the day, bandits are who they are. And they'll sit up and they'll sit up there and let they throwbacks call them the N-word, but as soon as a man of no color utters it out of his mouth, they sit there and act like they're so pro-black and they're so opposed to the word. It's like, if y'all don't get out of here with that, like, for real, like, get out of here, bandits, with your selective bandit outrage that no one really cares about. But of course, there's always going to be some black male worshipers on deck talking about, y'all are defending a white man using that word. No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're pointing out the selective outrage that we obviously see. And I think that black male worship, I've already told y'all that one of the fundamentals of black male worship, one of the characteristics, is being very delusional. So just understand that black male worship, and whenever you see a black male worshiper, she's being very delusional. Please just understand that. Okay. Now listen, we go get into this, because look, on the topic of black male worship, I want to talk about Kenya, Sheree, and Martell Holt. Now listen, I didn't know who Martell Holt was a year ago. Y'all introduced me to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and that is how I became aware of the dust ball that is Martell Holt. We now know that Sheree, because Sheree is one of those desperate, I just want a man to say I have a man, and any man will do as long as he is black. That's the type of woman that Sheree is. We saw Sheree looking like she was auditioning for Love After Lockup when she decided to deal with the felon that was in prison. And now Sheree has moved on from the felon in prison to Martell Holt, who spent the last couple years on a reality literally showing who he is and what he's about. Martell done set up and had a whole entire outside relationship outside of his marriage, because I already told y'all that bandits don't really care about marriage. Y'all can think they do, but they don't. A lot of bandits are getting married so that they can have somewhere to lay their head, because a lot of them don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And I find it interesting. Let me say this. I find it interesting that bandits have the audacity. Listen, Bandits have nothing, but they do have the audacity. They have the audacity to be going around asking women what they bring to the table, when the reality of it is they can't afford a table or a house to put the table in. So it's just like, how dare you sit up there and then request that she bring something to a table that you don't even got? Bandits are out of control. They really are. They are completely out of control. How the hell do you want to ask a woman? Like, how are you going around asking a woman what she bring to the table and you know damn well you don't have a damn table? You don't have a table, bandit. You just don't. And a plastic little children's table or a folding plastic table that you take to the park for picnics does not constitute a table, nor does it warrant you to open your mouth and ask a woman what she bring to the table. You know damn well you only got an air mattress on the floor. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bandits? But bandits already know the desperation of Black women, and that's how Sheree is navigating the way she's navigating. That's why a Martell can be who he is. That's why a bandit can be sitting up in prison knowing that he's going to be able to get a Black woman. If nobody else, they know they're going to be able to get a Black woman because of the mindset of women like Sheree. Everybody done sit up and saw Martell Holt have a 5-year relationship with another woman outside of his marriage. He turned around upon getting caught, called that woman a peasant. He's always screaming, yelling, and being extremely aggressive in somebody's face. And Sheree got the nerve to try to act like she's going to check Kenya based on some Blackness, talking about her, you got to stop calling these Black men aggressive. Why? Because they're so passive. They may be passive in the face of another male group, but when it comes to these Black women, it's 100% all aggression. So I want to know what Sheree is talking about when she says stop calling these Black men aggressive. Let me find the clip so y'all can listen to it, because this was one huge, big, utter display of Black male worship here. And then I really am over it too. I really am. Okay, let me let y'all listen to this clip. Hold on for a second. Let me try to pause it. And then I'm gonna redo it because I want y'all to hear this clip. All right. I forgot this is Instagram, so they might be ridiculous. They might try to not play the audio, but we're gonna see.
After she gets caught. So now you wanna attack him and say that he's attacking you. That's not how it works.
Him saying, oh, I don't care about you. That's not offensive to me. That's
I want to replay this.
After she gets caught.
Okay, that was the beginning. All right, listen to this.
And say that he's attacking you. That's not how it works.
Him saying, oh, I don't care about
Wait, why did my clip go away? What?
you. That's not offensive to me. That's him in the way he talks. What got me was, I said, oh, I don't know. I get a lot of DMs. And he said, yeah, and I bet you answer them all too. Something like that.
I didn't hear that.
Go to her messages right now and see. I bet she probably sent everybody message. Go to right now. See.
He's trying to say I'm a hoe, or I'm, yes, he did.
Oh,
Yeah, yes, he did.
God.
Yes, he did. No, Shrek. He was like, yeah, and I bet you answer them all too.
There is no way that I would have that reaction. If somebody said, I bet you check all your DMs.
No, it was the way.
It wouldn't trigger me at all. I'd be like, they wish. You're trying to make something out of nothing because it never went anywhere.
But you can hold him accountable for how he acted toward me. A man should never speak to a woman in that way, whether he's angry or not, ever. It's unacceptable.
So is it okay for you to get his face? I'm just asking.
It's okay if I'm defending myself, yes.
So when he's defending himself, it's not okay to.
It's okay to defend
speak.
himself, but he does not ever have to be abusive.
Okay, Keith. First, Ross was aggressive
He
because he
is.
defended Sonya. Now, Martell defends himself and you call him a piece of shit. What is your issue with calling Black men aggressive? Are they public enemy number one because you don't have one?
I can't stand
You
this
gotta
type
look
of
at your
woman.
past and the things that you have accepted from men. And when Bob was saying crazy shit about you in the car, you have not learned that's a sign. There is never a scenario where it's okay for a man to speak to a woman like that.
And there's never a scenario where it's okay for a woman to speak. You gotta acknowledge that.
Abuse is abuse, though, but you have to see the signs, and that is what I've learned.
To label these Black men and Black women.
Sheree, don't turn this around on me.
you, but you
Don't
cannot
hurt
do that though.
me. I felt like I was standing up for myself because everybody else was there with the man. Here we go. I'm out here by myself and some man is talking to me crazy.
Everyone is not mad, everybody is not him. Kenya, what would you need to get past it?
Ooh, Sheree.
Listen, because we heard enough. We've heard, I've heard enough. So look, I don't like women like Sheree. I really don't, especially that comment she made of, oh, what's your issue with calling these black men aggressive? Is it because you don't have one? Sheree, everybody is not as desperate as you are. Everybody is not the type who would allow a bandit to put hands, feet, TVs on them, cheat on them, blow them up. Like this bandit literally had Sheree driving back and forth from Atlanta to what was it, Philly, to go meet this bandit in prison, and he wasn't even showing up. So Sheree needs to take her ass somewhere and have several seats. You don't get to sit up here and try to shame Kenya Moore, who just got a divorce from her bandit. That's why she ain't got one. Displaying way more, like, I'm not waving the flag for Kenya. Trust and believe I'm not waving the flag for Kenya. I think Kenya has spent 50% of her time on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I've watched every season of them, okay? I was an avid watcher of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm very well versed on how Kenya works and how Sheree works. And Kenya has spent 50% of her time being on the show being a bully and the other 50% being the hater. So I'm not going to sit here and wave a flag for Kenya because most of the backlash that Kenya gets is the backlash that she deserved. It just is what it is. Kenya has been problematic. So I'm not going to sit up here. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like Kenya is just innocent. She's not. However, in this situation, absolutely Kenya is right. And Sheree is over here blackmail worshiping. How many times does blackmail worship have to backfire on Sheree before she learns her lesson? But then why am I asking that when I'm still sitting here trying to get Black women to stop worshiping these same bandits? Sheree needs to go climb up Mammy Mountain somewhere else. She really needs to. Because at the end of the day, bandits are aggressive. They're aggressive and they're abusive. And when a man sits up and call a woman, because he got found out that he was cheating on her, sits up and calls her a peasant, basically calls the mother of his children some 304s and make it seem like she's just a random thought out here. And listen, y'all don't have to like Melody. I don't really 100% like Melody Hope either, but did she deserve to be dragged through social media the way Martell was doing her? No. So he is aggressive. Like, we literally just finished watching an episode where he showed up to a party uninvited with his attention whoring ass, because most of the stuff that Martell does, I think Martell does it for attention. I think a lot of what Martell does, even dating Sheree, is for attention. And if Sheree was smart, she would understand when a person is trying to clout chase versus when they actually genuinely like them. But I don't think Sheree is going to meet a man who is going to want to do anything except exploit her and clout chase off of whatever little fame she gets from being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because if you look at which show has more skin in the game, it's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Martell being able to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta would benefit him more than him being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. It just is what it is. Sheree cannot see that. She thinks this man had the genuine interest in her, and he really doesn't. Then she wants to sit up there and try to get Kenya to excuse the aggressive, abusive behavior of a bandit just because she likes him. No, Kenya doesn't have to sit up here and defend your bandit just because you like him. And you don't get to shame her and act like Kenya can't get a man, because Kenya can get a man if she wants to. Kenya has had several men in her life, I'm pretty sure. And it's literally not even a badge of honor to be able to get a Black man. And she's sitting up here acting like Sheree is saying something. Like Kenya is saying this basically because Martell is Black. Because Black men don't run around here committing all the crime in the community. Black men are not the reason why the DV rates are so high. Bandits ain't the reason why the SA rate is high. Like really? You're not gonna sit up here and act like she's saying this because this is a Black man. Hold on, you guys. I got my window open. So if you hear background noise, it's because I have the window open. I meant to close the window, but now that I'm in the middle of this, I'm not about to get up and close this window. So if y'all hear background noise or outside noise is because my window is open. But Sheree is a black male worshiper and it's annoying. Everybody has a right to label bandits what they are, which is aggressive. And she acts like just because it's a black man that they're off limits, and they're not. Y'all, if y'all were in Themis's chat box last night, then y'all already know my opinion. I think black women do not degrade bandits enough. They don't. I think you shelter their feelings way too much. And if we would start calling them out for who they are, maybe they wouldn't be this arrogant, disrespectful, and degrading to the women who are always literally cyber slurping them. Like, this defensive black man is really getting on my nerves. I hate to see it. Then there was a chick on Instagram, because I was in the post, and occasionally I'll see different content creators in there. So I be in there just going back and forth with people. Like, sometimes I go in there and I'll have a discussion with Bondi Blue. If she's in there, we'll go and exchange comments. But I made a comment in there about, okay, really, Martell is extremely aggressive and abusive. Let's just not pretend like his aggression and abuse have not been documented on a reality show for the past couple years, because it has. There was a black male worshiper who literally had the audacity to get into the comment section and say, when have Martell been abusive and aggressive, as if we don't have a whole show? Like, how many episodes, which season which season would you like for me to refer to when Martell was being aggressive and or abusive? Which show? Because he sure is documented in that show for being aggressive. He was fighting Marceau, calling, didn't he run up on Letitia's mama too? Like, Martell is aggressive and abusive to everybody. Let's not pretend that he's not, and he doesn't get a pass just because he's black. You might want to engage in black male worship and give him a pass, but nobody else has to do that. Kenya doesn't have to give him a pass. Bottom line is, Ross was aggressive too. We all saw the episode of Ross walking up to Kenya and getting in her face, so she can absolutely call him aggressive too, because he was. And the black male worship really needs to stop. It's annoying. Like, Sheree needs to go sit her expired ass down. And yes, I'm saying she expired, not because I think she looks expired. She doesn't. She's done a great job of keeping herself up. But Sheree is tired, washed out, and through. Like, she been put through the wash and rinse cycle way too many times. Like, Sheree, stop it. Really, like, I don't have time for the level of black male worship that Sheree wants to sit there and exhibit. And if this is how Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to start out, if this is setting the tone, I might end up needing to skip this season, because I'm not about to sit there and watch. They're all black male worshipers, first and foremost, because Candy is one too. I'm not, like, Candy is Miss my man, my husband. That's who Candy is. But let me tell y'all why Candy get a separate pass. Because Candy have already made it known that while she will worship a black man, she worship money more. So black man is not the end all be all for Candy. Money is. Candy said, damn a black man when it comes to a paycheck. And I can respect that. So at least she got her priorities straight. That's why I'll give Candy a pass. But Candy is a black male worshiper, except when it comes to money. All of that black male worship goes out of the window when it comes to money. I don't think Candy would ever choose a black man over her money. I don't see her doing it. Now, she can disappoint me and prove me wrong, but I don't see Candy doing it. I don't see Candy doing it. I really don't. I don't see Candy putting a black man above her money. And we know that, and we saw that, because most black women get married without a prenuptial agreement. They'll marry down and then they won't even get a prenuptial agreement. Candy was like, you out your damn mind. Ain't gonna be no marriage, ain't gonna be no relationship if you don't sign this prenup, because you ain't getting a dime of my money. I can respect that. I can respect it. But she is still a black male worshiper. Sheree, on the other hand, has only shown desperation and black male worship. Sheree has put in black male worship above everything. Ain't no way I'm about to drive from Atlanta to Philly to see a bandit in prison, because first of all, unless I got a whole lot of investments in that bandit, it's even going to depend on why he's in prison. It will take a lot for me to hold a man down in a prison. I'm not going to say I never would, but I'm going to say it would take a whole lot for me to do that. It would take a lot. It's just gonna take a whole lot. It's gonna take a lot. It would take a whole lot because I don't do the ride or die thing. I want black men to know that now. For the black men who are listening, I don't do the ride or die game. I'm not your ride or die. As I don't know if you've missed the memo that I've been trying to show you, but I have zero loyalty to you at the general consensus. As a general matter, I have zero loyalty to black men. I'm not your ally. I do want you all to know that. I'm not your ally. And being that I'm not your ally, you should expect me to behave as such. I'm definitely not your ride or die. Absolutely not. And if you think you will come over here and get a ride or die, you're absolutely not. Am I loyal? Yes, not to black men though, not as a group. I would never, listen, I would never just have any blanket loyalty towards black men. It would just literally never happen. It would never happen. I don't have that type of loyalty towards y'all. In general, I am a loyal person, but I don't have time to just be loyal to bandits just off GP. And I damn sure don't got time to be a ride or die because I already spent enough of my childhood struggling. I'm not gonna struggle in my adulthood with a black man. It just ain't gonna happen. It won't happen. And y'all can say whatever y'all wanna say. Do y'all think I'm over here worried about not being able to get a man? Please. A man is the easiest thing that anybody can get. The question is, why would you want to keep one? Because a lot of y'all will be running around acting like you're accomplishing something by keeping a black man. What are you accomplishing, though? Like, what are you accomplishing? You got a bandit somewhere with an air mattress, okay, and I'm tired of black women sitting there trying to shame other women, trying to silence them from speaking out against black men by saying, oh, well, you just saying that because you don't got no man. Okay, so, and you do, and you miserable, broken, dusty. So what's your point? But I really want y'all to know I'm not no ride or die. I don't know if I said that. I'm not pro-black, and I'm damn sure not no ride or die. I want y'all to know that. And any bandit who gets disappointed or who comes over here with the expectation that you're going to get any allyship or loyalty out of me, you a damn fool. Especially if I don't know you from a can of paint. Now, there are certain black men that I will be loyal to. I'm still not going to be a ride or die. No matter how loyal I am to you, I don't do the ride or die. You have a certain amount of time, if you're in my life, to get it together. And if you don't, oh, well, the ship is just going to sail. And it will sail without you being on it too. I have no problem doing that. I don't care what the circumstance is. I can have kids with you. I can have been married to you. I'm still not going to be your ride or die. I wouldn't care less. Even if I signed up, I wouldn't sign a prenup saying I'm be your ride or die. But even if I did, I'm going to violate it because I'm not going to be your ride or die. I'm absolutely not going to. I refuse to. I refuse to. I will be alone with 20 million cats before I ever be a ride or die to somebody because you're not going to suck the life forth out of me. You're not going to keep getting yourself, because you know what ride or dies do? All ride or dies do is enable bandits to continue to engage in bandit behavior, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I won't be your ride or die. And I'm putting out a PSA right now. Do not expect me to be your ride or die. It just ain't going to happen. Sheree is a ride or die, though. Sheree is a ride or die. And that's why she was able to put all of that money and energy into a bandit that was sitting in a prison cell, because she is a ride or die. Listen, we gonna get to Erica Mena, because Erica Mena is really going out real sad. Erica Mena is going out real sad. And I don't think Spice is problematic for dragging her. I think that Erica Mena needs to be dragged. We're going to get into that later. I'm not really going to get into it now, because why was I not surprised when Spice mentioned Erica Mena referring to her as a black bitch? I wasn't surprised by that, but we go get into that later. I'm not ready to get into Spice yet because there's a lot of lesser topics that I want to get into. This one about Sheree was one of them. But I do need y'all to understand, you don't get no blanket loyalty over here. I'm not an ally of black men's, and I will never be any man. He doesn't even have to be black. I will never be any man's ride or die. It just ain't gonna happen. Y'all think I'm gonna be sitting up here taking a case for a bandit? Please, please. You won't hear her copping to no pleas for no bandit. It ain't gonna happen. If you looking for somebody, please, I mean, you'll mess around and I'll be star witness for the prosecution. I'm not gonna be in no ride or die. I'm not gonna risk my freedom for you. I'm not gonna risk my money for you. I'm not gonna risk my health or my sanity. And I'm just not going to. I'm not what that type woman. And you should probably go find you the type of woman that is that type, because I'm not that type, and I will never be that type. And that type, it's not beneficial to be that type. It's also not beneficial to be the type of woman that would ever entertain Blueface. At this point, as a woman, you got to be a damn fool if you entertaining Blueface. You really just have to. So let me tell you why Blueface is on this radar. And I'm not going to spend too much time on Blueface, because I really do believe that when you look at Blueface, you're looking at the eyes of a demonic entity. Blueface seems to be soulless in every way and shape and form that a human can exhibit soulless behavior. Blueface exhibits it. So I want to show y'all this, because Claudia Jordan, and I'm starting to actually like Claudia Jordan based on her mindset. I'll say lately based on her mindset, I've tended to like Claudia Jordan. As a general matter, I don't. Claudia Jordan has made several problematic statements, and every day she sits up and tries to co-opt Black women's identity, and I really don't like that. But this woman put this out here regarding Blueface. It says Blueface responds to a woman claiming he flew her out and never showed up to meet her. Listen, I don't know how you can observe on a public platform how Blueface treats Krishan Rock and be willing to allow him to fly you out anywhere. So whatever this woman got is what she deserves, because why are you taking Blueface seriously as if we don't, what is wrong with women pretending that they don't know what type man they're dealing with? This woman should know what type of man that Blueface is just based solely off the way he treats his baby mama and the way he treats Krishan Rock. Did y'all see how Blueface is obviously trying to trigger Krishan Rock by using his baby mama? This is demonic behavior. This is psychopathic, narcissistic behavior where he's using his baby mama to triangulate Krishan Rock. I really just want y'all to notice that. I want y'all to notice that because Claudia Jordan definitely acknowledged it. And even if Black women don't want to say what needs to be said, non-Black women will. And it's been high time somebody comes out and talk about how disgusting Blueface actually is, because he is really disgusting. So this woman is getting what she deserves, because at the end of the day, why would you take Blueface seriously? Why would you even want to meet up with Blueface when you see exactly what type of man he is? You see how disrespectful he is. You see how degrading he is. Anybody who chooses to deal with Blueface is literally choosing wrong. You're the very definition of choosing wrong. You already know what Blueface stand for. You already know how he get down. In fact, I will let you listen to his mush mouth response, but because of the mush mouth, and because of the mush mouthery and the fact that I literally hate listening to him talk, I'm not going to play it. But in the video, he's literally saying, I believe he is saying that y'all should already know how he get down. Actually, in this one on the screen, it said, told the bitch I'm on my way, not even on my way. He think he's funny, but he's really not. Like, you're not funny at all. And every time you try to come with a punchline to try to appear funny, you never appear funny. This is why you're called a Dr. Seuss ABC rapper, because like this dude has no comedic timing at all. He tries to though. But this woman here with the blonde weave, the umbrella eyelash, and then the blue contacts obviously allowed Blueface to fly her out somewhere. Blueface never showed up. So she then said, I will never let another ninja fly me out again. I don't care how big of a celebrity you are. Fuck that shit. Blueface is not a blue celebrity. Blueface is not a big celebrity. And I don't know if she know that or not, but he's not. Sounds like she was trying to clout chase and ended up getting stood up. He ghosted her at the end of the day. Now, Claudia Jordan has been observing the soulless actions of degenerate Blueface, and she made this post here and said, he's disgusting, ladies and gents. Stay away from this man until he does the work. He's severely damaged. He's a severely damaged human. Ugh. And it is, he's gross. Like, this dude is gross. And anybody who, a symbol of low self-esteem and self-hatred, a manifestation of it would be dealing with a man like Blueface. And I think we already know that Krishan Rock doesn't have a drop of self-love residing within her. And I feel bad for this baby, especially considering it's a girl. I feel bad for this baby to be growing up with a mother who has no standards, no boundaries, no expectations, and no self-value or self-love that would help her to obtain some. And a father who's been sitting on the internet since he learned that she had been conceived, asking her mother to abort her. Literally trying to stress her into aborting her. And this is who this baby is going to be raised by. I just want y'all to know that as people sit up and make excuses for Krishan Rock. Because a lot of y'all be making excuses for her. And she's just as problematic, if not more problematic than Blueface. An argument can be made that she is more problematic. And let me get this off my screen, because these soulless demonic eyes ain't anything that I'm about to look at. I'm not about to look into Blueface's soulless demonic eyes. I'm just not going to. Blueface is the problem, and guess who else is the problem? Nick Cannon. Any woman who takes Nick Cannon seriously is a damn fool too. Letitia Scott dealing with Marceau is a damn fool. And I know that's random. And I know that's random, but when I think about the women who I sit there and be like, ew, that's just gross. Her lack of self-esteem is just very gross to me. And listen, I haven't always had the highest self-esteem. I haven't. So the reason why I can look at these women and say, ew, that's gross, because at one point, I'm not going to say I was those women, because I wasn't. However, I haven't always had the amount of self-love and standards, boundaries, and expectations that I should have had. And I can sit up here and admit that now, because I had to work to get to the point where I had the necessary standards, boundaries, and expectations to protect myself from certain experiences with bandits, because there are certain things that I just ain't about to go through with you. Like, I'm just not. I don't really have as much tolerance as a lot of these women do when it comes to enduring long suffering with Black men. I don't really have that type of tolerance. I don't have the longevity, but I have acted in a manner that has not been self-loving. And that is why I can look at these women and say that's gross, because these women will engage in this lack of self-love behavior and not recognize it. And in order for you to get out of those behaviors, you do have to recognize that you're not operating from a place of self-love. Anybody who chooses to be with Nick Cannon or Blueface is not operating from a place of self-love. I don't care what anybody says. Sidebar, let me just say this, because Black women get on my nerves with this. Black women really get on my nerves with this. So every opportunity that Jeannie Mai can get, she talks about her relationship with Jeezy, because largely she wanted everybody to care, but most Black people really don't care at all. When I tell you nobody cares about Jeannie Mai being with Jeezy, nobody wants to hear about Jeannie Mai being with Jeezy, I'm telling you, generally nobody cares. However, there was a video that came out where Jeannie Mai was sitting up here talking about something in reference to Jeezy. I only looked at the caption. I didn't really listen to what she was saying, but it had something to do with her finally finding her love. Yeah, conveniently, in the midst of you paying a man of no color alimony, is so convenient. It's so much of a coincidence that you found a Black man who had a kink for Asian women and had a net worth of $10 million while you have a net worth of $1 million. You married him very quickly, popped out a child before you even married him, and people don't see the hustle. But nobody has to see the hustle. It just is what it is. Why did I go in that comment section and Black women are acting as delusional and naive as ever, sitting up there talking about, see, I told y'all, just because you won't do something for one person, you would do it for another person if you love them more. Do y'all really think that Jeannie Mai loved Jeezy more than she would love for a white man to give her some validation? Y'all must be crazy and delusional. And I think at this point, there's a lot of Black women who like to live vicariously through Black men's preferences, because at the end of the day, Black women are chosen last in comparison to their preferences. Black women already know this. So I think there's a lot of Black women who will sit up and live vicariously through Black men's non-Black preferences. And I really think Jeannie Mai is one of them. If y'all think that relationship is built off of love, you out your damn mind. There is nothing about their dynamic that screams love. You have a man who had a kink for Asian women, left 3 Black women, baby mamas, mind you, had a kink for Asian women, and you had an Asian woman over here who said that she does not prefer Black men. She will settle for one though, especially if it comes with a bag. She'll settle for one, but she prefers white men, and she's already put that out there. So this relationship is not about her finding the love of her life. This is about a woman being hypergamous and getting to the bag. And Black women in the comment section being delusional, talking about, oh, I'm so happy she found her love. Oh, y'all are just bitter and jealous. Y'all always think everybody who appears to be happy is happy. And I don't understand that. This is like a childlike mentality. You think because Jeannie Mai sits up in a video with a wet mullet on her head that looks like a strangled rat and talks about her loving relationship with Jeezy, you really think they in a loving relationship? Really? You ain't inside of their relationship. You don't know the inner workings of it, but you just go sit up here and say that people don't want them to be happy. I think by and large, people don't even care about them. People never really talk about Jeannie Mai and Jeezy because nobody really cares. Jeezy wasn't that relevant to begin with. So it's like, Jeannie Mai, you should have showed somebody who had more relevance in the Black community if you were going to try to use your union as a come up. Nobody pays attention to Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. They don't. They barely are in the blogs. They barely in the blogs. I don't even know how they made it to the blogs this time, maybe because the streets are kind of dry. But generally, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy is nobody's topic of discussion. The only reason why I'm discussing it is because of the reaction of some Black women in the comment section. And I'm reading the comments like, this is just gross and disgusting. This is an example of Black women trying to live vicariously through bandits and their preferences. And y'all always assume because people post pictures with them smiling in it, if you were to look at, and this is a good segue, if you were to look at all of those pictures that Toby Obumseli and Courtney Taylor were posting, you would think they were happy too. You would never suspect that she was going to, shortly after taking some of those pictures, go poke her bandit until he went and met his maker. You would have thought they were happy too. You would have thought they were happy. I don't know how many stories I've read where a bandit or a preference toe tags each other and everybody else said they seemed happy. Just because somebody seems happy or they think or they look like they have a healthy, loving union, that does not mean they have one. Social media, although it is a part of reality, it's a fake part of reality. People like to stunt on social media. People like to create fantasies and narratives that are not necessarily true. And why would y'all think she happy anyway when all of the preferences are on TikTok complaining about bandits? Do you really think a bandit can make a woman happy? The bandits are the least likely to keep any type of woman. Bandits don't know how to keep a woman happy. Like bandits got the lowest marriage rate and the highest divorce rate, specifically among their preferences, but y'all still in comment sections talking about people just don't want them to be happy. 9 times out of 10, they ain't happy. 9 times out of 10, she ain't happy with no bandit. How could Jeannie Mai possibly be happy with a man like Jeannie? How? What would give you any indication that Jeezy knows how to make a woman happy? You can simply just type into Google and see that he was trying to put hands on his baby mama and his son. So what makes you think this abusive man will be able to make a woman happy? Exactly. Power of Chi said flexing for the gram. They absolutely do flex for the gram. But Black women, and I feel like part of it is an effort to not have to deal with the shaming of Black men obnoxiously waving their preferences in your face and then telling you you're just a jealous, bitter Black woman because nobody chose you. That don't work over here. I don't want Dusty Jeezy, and I'm definitely not jealous of Jeannie Mai. Like, this woman hit the wall a long time ago. actually their union shows the contradiction that Black men like to sit up here and operate in, because this woman not only was discarded by another man who said he didn't want her, but she also hit the wall. She's over 40. So she's literally a living example of everything bandits say that they don't want, yet one is with her because she's not Black. And Black women are in the comment sections fantasizing about this woman being happy, as if bandits have a reputation for making women happy. Like, do they seem like the type of men to y'all that can make women happy? Because I don't think that. Y'all give a shout out to the beautiful Love Jones. Shout out to you. I'm glad you're over here. But y'all give the Love Jones show, give her a shout out. Please give her a warm welcome and a shout out. Y'all know I like the Love Jones show. Shout out to Stormy too. But bandits don't know how to keep women happy. I want y'all to understand that. They don't. And if they did, their preferences would not be either all over TikTok complaining about them or toe tagging them like Courtney Taylor did to Christian Obumseli. And I'm gonna get back to Nick Cannon in a minute here, but I wanted to show y'all this because listen, they're gonna do anything they possibly can to make it seem like Courtney Taylor toe tagged Christian Obumseli in self-defense, although we've been all seeing the videos of her putting hands and feet on him because she is so submissive. She was submissive, feminine, fit, and friendly. That's why Toby Obumseli is feeding the worms, much like Kevin Samuels. But it says the lawyers for OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny. I want y'all to notice how they're still calling her an OnlyFans model. So they're definitely giving her white privilege and decorating her accordingly. Right now, she should have been referred to as a psycho crazed killer who was literally sitting up with somebody's blood all over their body, but they're calling her an OnlyFans model. White privilege. But they said who allegedly toe tagged her boyfriend during a blow up in their luxury Miami apartment have claimed that they have new evidence that she acted in self-defense. It took them a long time to find this new evidence that she acted in self-defense. This is in contrary to what everybody who knows them said, because everybody who knows them said she was constantly putting hands, feet, and everything else on this man. Clenny, 26, is charged with second-degree toe tagging in the April 2022 death of her beau, Christian Obumseli. So they're telling us that there's evidence that she was defending herself over a year later. Okay, so like, where's the evidence of it? Her attorney, Sabrina Puglisi, said Frank Prito claimed that they would use new evidence at the trial to prove the social media starlet was a victim of abuse and acted in self-defense. Listen, do y'all know how many security videos there is out of this woman putting hands and feet on this man? Because whatever they're selling, I'm not buying it. And listen, I don't care about the outcome of this case. I really don't. And I don't think Black women should care about the outcome of this case either, because this was a bandit who preferred women of no color, made numerous negative statements about how he didn't like Black women. He couldn't just go enjoy his preference and leave Black women out of it. He had to sit up and make public service announcements about how he don't like Black women. Just like many of them who ended up toe tagged either by the police or by their preferences, but they still ain't learned. I don't think Black women should really care about the outcome of this case, but I do find it real interesting that they're doing everything they can to make sure this woman get off for toe tagging this Black man. Black men ain't gonna address this though. They're not going to address any of the issues that their preferences cause, but they'll sit up and tell you all day, every day, that in the 60s, you took welfare to put them out the home. They won't deal with the false allegations that they feel like these women are always levying against them. They won't deal with the fact that if a woman of no color does toe tag them, the law is on her side because her male group are the dominant males while they're nothing as bitches within that society. They're not going to address any of that. They're not going to. And one of the reasons they're not going to is because they don't have to. Because they can sit up here and say these women are feminine, fit, and friendly. And rather than Black women asking why they all get the same Black man, then they're sitting up talking about how they need to be feminine too, how they need to learn how to be wives so they can attract the attention and perceived affection of some nothing ass bitch struggle bandits. And I'm not going, y'all can do that if y'all want to. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. He was her punching man. This woman was putting hands and feet on this man. Everybody who knows them said it. We've seen several security, because she had no problem doing this in public either, mind you. She would do it in the lobby of their apartment building. She would do it out in clubs. She would just do it out in public in general because she felt comfortable doing it. Everybody, they've already released his text messages where he was talking about how she's always calling him the N-word and hitting him. So she really should be being charged with a hate crime at this point, but she's not being charged with a hate crime, even though there's text message documentation of her calling him the N-word all over the place. That's what I'm talking about, selective outrage, because even though she was doing that, Toby Obumseli said, look, I gotta pay the preference toll, so I'm gonna deal with it. He kept dealing with it. He kept dealing with it like a lot of Black men do, because when it comes to problematic behavior, they don't really care about the problematic behavior. If it's coming from a woman of no color, they'll continue to deal with that. But they go tell you about what happened in the 60s, although a lot of y'all was born in the 80s and the 90s, like myself. If I'm born in the mid 80s, why am I hearing about what happened in the 60s? I shouldn't be hearing about no welfare program that lasted for 4 years in the 60s that took you out of the home. Why aren't you addressing the issue with your preferences though? Because you act like you're so unforgiving. Black men act like they don't forget anything that Black women do, yet you will sit up here and repeat and deal with a preference repeatedly putting hands and feet on you until she toe tag you. Because did y'all see in those messages that they released from Toby Obumseli, he knew that this woman was going to eventually toe tag her. He knew there were some text messages out where he was in the messages saying he often wonders when the day where she toe tag him is going to come. He put that in a text message. He often wonders, when is she going to try to stab him and it's going to lead to his toe tag? So he knew exactly who he was dealing with. He knew absolutely who he was dealing with. He continued to do it because he was in love with her whiteness. And that's why I'm telling y'all, this is not an issue of you having deficits as women. This is an issue of you being seen as having deficits because you are Black. Because we see all day, every day, they will tolerate everything they say is problematic in you. They'll tolerate it from their preferences. They absolutely will. They surely will. You don't, I promise you, there ain't a bandit on this planet who will sit up in a woman of no color's face and tell her that Carolyn Bryant got Emmett Till toe tag, yet they will sit up in your face and talk to you about welfare in the 60s though. You would think every woman of no color on the planet would have to hear from Black men about Carolyn Bryant getting Emmett Till toe tag, but I promise you they never have to hear it. I promise you they never have to hear about how they raised the men that these bandits complain about. I guarantee you they never have to hear it. I guarantee you these women of no color never have to hear from Black men about the Casual Killing Act, from them toe tagging so many of their children. They hate their children anyway though, so they would never bring that up because bandits hate their Black children. Have y'all ever heard a bandit toasting to more Black babies like you heard them toasting to more mixed babies? I want y'all to tell me if y'all have ever heard any Black man or seen any Black man post a video where they sitting up with Black women talking about toast to more Black babies. If you've seen it, please send it to me. But you sure did see a video with them toasting with women of no color talking about toast to more mixed babies. So this is clearly a racial issue, and Black women want to pretend like it's not. And the reason Black women want to pretend that it's not their Blackness that Black men hate is because they want to be able to create more Black babies that these bandits are going to abuse and neglect. That's why they're ignoring it. So you won't acknowledge that these bandits hate Blackness because you need to pretend like they love it so you can continue to procreate with them. And that in and of itself is evil. The fact that you will keep creating children for bandits to abuse and neglect is evil. And I don't know why you think you will find God favor with any type of God as you sit up and recognize what's happening in your community and you refuse to put a stop to it. Bandits ain't never put nothing out saying toast to more Black babies. They ain't never done it, and they would never do it because they don't like Black babies. But they sure as hell did sit up in a video talking about toast to more mixed babies. Black men would never go to the Supreme Court for anything that has to do with Black women, but they went to the Supreme Court multiple times so that they could be with women of no color. And a Black male worshiper thinks she has any type of argument over here. You have none. You have no argument. And let me just say this right now. Let me just say this right now, because Courtney Michelle was over there acting like she had some smoke. She can pull up now if she's watching. Because I want to prove a point to y'all. I want to prove a point. I'll stop the show right now and I'll just have a discussion here. She can pull up here now. I'll drop the link in the chat box. Because you ain't gonna come out to a panel. You ain't gonna come and start posting comments on a panel that I'm on, talking about what you think is pathetic, when you already know you could have been posted up. And this is the only little bit of attention that this woman is gonna get. This is a little bit of attention that you go get. You get the opportunity right now to pull up or shut your ass up. Those are your options. I should never hear you utter a word again if you ain't pulling up right now. Since you was over there talking about, it's pathetic that you would talk like that about people in your communities. I don't have a community of bandits. You do. You have a community full of bandits. I do not. I already said I don't owe anything to, like, how many times do I got to tell y'all I don't owe anything to bandits? How many times do I got to tell y'all that? I don't owe anything to bandits just because I am Black. I recognize that we live in a Black male worshiping culture where you think that because I'm a Black woman, I owe something to Black men. I owe them nothing. I owe them nothing. They are not my community. They are some despicable, treasonous, disloyal, ungrateful, unappreciative bandits, and I have no loyalty to them. That is your community. It's not mine. But if you got some smoke, I'll drop a link right now, though. And you can come tell me why it's pathetic for me to not want to defend some bandits who got selective outrage over a man of no color saying the N-word, and they allow women of no color to do it all day, every day. No, Tasha, she has. She's been desperately begging for my attention, but never want to call never want to hit the phone line, never want to hit the link though. And this is really for one night only. For one night only, you can get some attention. Otherwise, you're going back to the realm of irrelevancy, and you can keep attention whoring and trying to clout chase. This is a little bit of attention you about to get. But you ain't gonna pull up though. That's what I thought. I guarantee you she ain't gonna pull up. She probably watching. She ain't gonna pull up. She's not gonna pull up. Everybody want to talk. Nobody wants to pull up though. So you can go back to your platform, chase the bandits who've already shown you that they think you're the nothing ass bitch, and you can keep my name out of your mouth, and don't come on any panels that I'm on sending super chats with your silly bullshit, thinking that I'm going to have some loyalty to some treasonous bandits. Didn't these bandits just show you what they thought about you? Didn't these bandits just prop a dead fish up above you, and you think you will come over to some panel that I'm on talking about what's pathetic? What's pathetic is that you're still advocating for bandits who already put a dead fish above you. But they know you're desperate, just like every other Black male worshiper over there who defends them. They know you're desperate, they know you're pathetic, and they know you have no self-value. And if you did have some self-value, you wouldn't sit up there and try to defend treasonous bandits who've already shown you that they're treasonous to you. So how dare you come and talk about what loyalty I should have to a group of bandits when them bandits just showed you that they ain't even loyal to you? They're not even loyal to you. You should be the example of why I should be loyal to them, and you're not. You're the example of why I'm not loyal to them. But anyway, I'm glad I addressed that. Let's get into Nick Cannon. Anybody who gets with Nick Cannon is a damn fool. Okay. I'm talking about, for the people who don't know, I'm talking about Themis's panel. Nobody came on the panel and confronted me. It was a super chat that was passively, like, you can't even be straightforward with your super chats. Let me tell y'all what I don't respect. This is what I don't respect in this area. If I'm gonna address somebody, as you guys see, I just did it now. If I'm gonna address somebody, I'm going to address you by your name. Whether it's super chat or on a panel, I'm going to address you by your name because I want you to know I'm talking about you. What I'm not going to do is sit up here and give these passive responses and act like I'm talking to who I'm talking to. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna pull up. I'm not gonna sit up here and play these games and sit in videos and say, oh, I would like to have a dialogue with her and engage in all these antics to get attention. I'm gonna show up to your door like you ordered me, hashtag DoorDash. That's what I'm gonna do. And I don't respect the people who don't do it. Like, if you really want some smoke, you can pull up and get it. Cardi B, she told y'all that already. If you really want the smoke, you can pull up, you can get it. And you pulled up last night acting like you wanted some smoke, but you never really want none though. You never really want no smoke. And the reason you never really want no smoke, you really just want some clout. You know you don't got no argument. You know you have no argument. You know, like, none of the black male worshipers in that space, none of them have an argument. Not against mine. Absolutely not against mine. They couldn't even give you a 1-for-1 example of why you should be loyal to him. And I'm not about to be loyal to no treasonous bandits. Whoever want to, they can. I'm not about to. And y'all ain't gonna sit here and try to shame me into defending or having some loyalty toward the bandits. If you want to be loyal to bandits, you can do it. I'm not doing it. I don't care what y'all say. You can say, oh, she ain't got no man. She a baby mama. She a single mother. She chose wrong. This, that, and the third. Okay, cool, whatever. Say what you want to. I'm still not gonna be loyal to bandits. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to defend them. I'm not going to say pleasant things about them. I'm not going to do it. The little bit of time that I spent on here defending bandits it's been expired. It's expired. It's done. It's not coming back. What you should be doing is asking me why I no longer defend bandits. And then maybe you can learn how to have some self-value too. Maybe then you can learn how to recognize when a bandit is just using you. You can do that. You should be coming over here trying to learn something, but you ain't. You trying to clout chase an attention whore. And that's what I don't like about a lot of the women in this space. Everybody want to sit there and talk and act like they about some smoke or that they go pull up, and then they never pull up. Ever. None of the women who have issues with me or so-called want to debate me, you ain't pulled up, you ain't paid to debate me. If you really wanted to, you would put the money on the table then. But you haven't. So shut your ass up and go worship some bandits. That's what you can do. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to Nick Cannon. Let me just get back to Nick Cannon. I just had to get that off my chest. I know it's random, but I thought about that tweet. I thought about how petty and attention whorish it was. And it's like, look, you wanted some attention, so you got your little attention. You got the little bit of attention that you'll get. I'll be damned if I'm sitting up in an area and some just going hard defending bandits, mind you. Going hard defending bandits, taking L's defending bandits, and the things they got was a dead fish being propped up above them. Those bandits turned on every single one of them women who had a problem with that dead fish being in that space. And bandits ain't about to have me sitting up on YouTube playing the fool, looking like a damn idiot. In their defense, absolutely not. And ain't nothing nobody in this space can say this go change it. You ain't gonna change it. I've already learned who bandits are. I learned how they operate, and I learned why it's foolish to defend them. I've already learned that. And ain't nobody go convince me that I should be loyal to Black men as a collective. It ain't gonna happen. You can say whatever you want to say. You can do your little pseudo psychoanalysis. You can think that you know about my life. You can throw as many stones as you want to. They ain't landing. Does it look like they're landing? It ain't. They not landing. And it's because you're not going to pressure or try to shame me into defending bandits just because you defend bandits. It just ain't going to happen. So anybody who think it is, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. So you can come over here and learn something, but you ain't going to change my mind. Please do understand that. Nick Cannon is the quintessential bandit. I'm trying to get into this situation with Nick Cannon, and I just keep getting irritated and feeling the need to go in, but I'm not even gonna do it because I'm dead. If anybody got something to say, you can pull up. It just is what it is. And don't nobody send me no clips of what nobody got to say either, because y'all will send me a clip of what somebody got to say. Don't send me no clip of what nobody got to say unless they ready to pull up or unless they have pulled up, which will be none of them. So don't send me nobody's clip, please. I don't need no clips of what this person or that person said, and that includes both bandits and Black male worshipers. I don't need to see their videos or what they're saying because they don't have an argument. And if they had an argument, they would just pull up and they would present their argument, but they don't have one. If they had one, they would have been pulled up. They don't got a leg to stand on. They just want to convince me to be a Black male worshiper because they're Black male worshipers, and I'm not going to do it. I don't care what y'all say. You can say she's the bad wench. Oh, she's the failed swirler. She doesn't want a white man. Okay, that's fine. I'm still not about to worship, and I'm still not about to defend no bandits. I'm still not going to. It's not going to happen. It's literally not going to happen. And I just wish y'all would let it go. You're not going to convince me to defend bandits. I'm not going to see them in any other way than what I see them as currently. And if I do, it won't be because you want me to. It will be because they've shown me that I should see them in a different light than I already do. As of now, they're nothing as bitches who shouldn't even be birthed into society into existence, as far as I'm concerned. And I certainly won't be birthing one. And y'all can say whatever you want to. You can call it Hitler, you can call it genocide, you can call it self-hatred, you can call it anti-Black. I don't really care what you call it. Bandits will not be renting out my womb. They won't. These eggs will scramble before they produce a Black male. Please believe it. And if they do produce a Black male, it's going to have to be with a very exceptional Black man. Otherwise, absolutely not. I'm going to the kitty shop. Please believe it. Because on the West Coast, you can still walk up into a clinic and handle your business if you need to. I will not be using these eggs. They will not be being used to birth no bandits. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Try to shame. I'm telling y'all, you ain't going to change it. You're not. You ain't gonna change what I'm saying. They can call me a white supremacist too. I don't really care what they say, because at the end of the day, you birthing bandits into existence is helping white supremacy. The ones who want to continue to birth them are the ones who are the white supremacists. The ones who don't birth them are directly going against white supremacy, because Black men are the biggest white supremacists. And they are the single non-Black greatest contributor to white supremacy. So if you think that somehow birthing them into existence is not contributing to white supremacy, then you're dumb, deaf, and stupid. And I don't need to be talking to you anyway. I don't. Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about, but you got to get out of here. Where are the mods? Because I feel like there's too many. Well, anyway, I got that one out of here. That's fine. But let me just try to now get into this Nick Cannon thing. I wasn't even planning to like drill nothing or nobody. I don't know why. And let me just say this is a sidebar too, but the people who say, oh, you're too harsh, you're never gonna get what you want out of them by being that harsh, go tell that to drill sergeants in the military. What do you think they call them drill sergeants for? When you want to turn somebody into a soldier, you don't present to them niceties. You don't. What do y'all think our military would look like if they didn't have to go deal with drill sergeants in boot camps? They will be weak little bitches, scared of everything. The reason why they have a drill sergeant and they have to go through boot camp is because you don't get people to change with niceties. You have to apply pressure to get people to mold a soldier into a soldier. It takes pressure. That's why you have drill sergeants. So you can miss me with, oh, your method is not gonna work. Go tell it to everybody's military then. Go tell them they doing the wrong thing. And instead of subjecting them to drill sergeants in boot camp, just tell them you need to put them on an island and coddle them, and then they'll be better. And see how that works out. You producing a line of nothing ass bitches because you keep coddling them. They need a drill sergeant. They need to be in boot camp. They don't need soft words and niceties. They need pressure. That's what they need. And had you been applying pressure, you would not have a group now of nothing ass bitches. You already should see the error of your ways. Clearly your niceties is not working. Clearly it's not working. And I'm not saying that you have to apply my method, but your method damn sure ain't working. And you've been applying it for hundreds of years, and you think you still about to coddle these bandits into something you out your goddamn mind. You better get on drill sergeant mode if you want them to do something. And sitting up there talking about, and it's not even a dig at Destiny, by no means. It's not, because Destiny was on the panel and he asked me, do I think that my approach is the most effective? I think it's a more effective approach than Black women's approach has been. And I think that sometimes people do need a drill sergeant. Sometimes drilling people is the way that you get them to do something. Go ask the coaches on a football field. Do you think they coddling them, or do you think they drilling them in order for them to get the plays right? And if you don't get the play right, you getting your dumb ass off the team. That it just is what it is. Nobody coddles men except Black women. And you already see that coddling don't work. Coddling does not work. Being nice to them does not work. Being loyal to them does not work. How far have you gotten being a ride or dies? How far have you gotten? Because I don't need to experience their disloyalty anymore. I can look at how disloyal they are to the current Black male worshipers. There's a reason why football players and other athletes have to go to training camps where nobody is coddling their feelings. If they fail, if they miss a play, ain't nobody sitting there talking to them nicely. It's like, yeah, right, why'd your dumb ass fumble the ball? Do you think they're looking at the athletes who fumbled the ball and saying, oh, okay, you fumbled the ball, but you did your best. You didn't mean to do it. No, they gonna say you fumbled the ball, and if you do it again, you get your raggedy ass off my team. It's that simple. It's that simple. You should have been kicked these bandits off your team because they stay fumbling the ball. All they do is fumble the ball. And you sitting up there thinking that if you just keep coddling them, that somehow they gonna stop fumbling it. No, kick they raggedy non-playing asses off the team. If you want to fumble the ball, you can go fumble it somewhere else. But you ain't gonna fumble it on my team. And I'm not about to lend my womb to a bunch of nothing ass bitches who keep fumbling the ball. Y'all can though. If you come over here, you go get a drill sergeant, bandit. That's what you go get. And I'm gonna want to know why you keep failing. And if you keep failing and you can't get it right, then get your ass on there and go be somebody else's burden. And that's the attitude that Black women need to have. And you ain't gonna get nowhere with these bandits with niceties. You're not. You got bandits sitting up here just dragging Black women, dragging y'all. They sure do understand the importance of a drill sergeant. Bandits understand it because they ain't never coddled your feelings while you sitting up there trying to get people to coddle their feelings, and they ain't never coddled your feelings. They sit up here and drag you, tell you a single mother, you chose wrong, you need to suffer the consequences of your behavior. justifying them abandoning a child that they chose to create. So they ain't nice to y'all at all. But you think you go sit up here and try to get me to be nice to them? Girl, bye. Please. You can take that bullshit somewhere else. Do not bring it over here. I'm really not the one. I'm not about to coddle a bandit just because you want to. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Yeah, no, they do keep coddling their sons, nurse lady vlogs. They do. And they think the coddling approach is the best approach. It's not. They need to be whipped into shape. There's a reason why the term goes whip them into shape. Just look at what whip them into shape implies. What does it imply to whip somebody into shape? Because nobody's saying, oh, just coddle them into shape. No, coddling creates narcissism. Nobody wants to deal with a narcissist, but coddling is one of the ways that you create them. They say whip them into shape. There are drill sergeants, apply pressure. Those are terms that are used because those are the only thing that will promote change. You need to apply pressure. And Black women ain't never applied no pressure on no bandit, never. But beggars can't be choosers, right? Beggars can't sit up there and apply pressure or set standards, boundaries, and expectations, because desperation and beggars, that's the opposite of what it will take to set some standards, boundaries, and expectations. No, you have to be willing to say you either play the game right or get your ass off my team. It's really that simple. Ain't nobody about to sit up here and congratulate no losers. You congratulating losers, keep losers. You do that if you want to continue having losers, then yeah, keep coddling them. But if you want some soldiers in your community, you better get on drill sergeant mode and put them bitches in some boot camp, because that's what they need. They some weak, crying, whining ass bitches, and I'm tired of listening to them. I'm tired of listening to them. So you can sit up here and lay a bandit on your bosom and let them cry into your titties. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It won't happen over here. It absolutely will not. Absolutely not. I'm not about to sit up here and coddle no man. And if you want to, you can do it, but you're gonna be doing it on your own. And if you got smoke for what I'm saying, you can pull up. But my suspicion is that you won't. You probably gonna go make your videos to whoever. And this is not to a certain person at all. It's not to Destiny or anybody else. This is just a general statement. You gonna go sit in your video, you gonna make your little dumb comments that I ain't gonna even hear, because what y'all don't understand is that I don't even hear you. I don't even hear you. I don't even hear you to care about what you're saying, because I ain't even watching your videos. The only time your videos cross my path is when somebody else send it to me. And even then I don't watch it. So I'm not even gonna be hearing what you're saying. You either go pull up over here and say it to my face, or just save your breath. Just save your breath, because you're not about to move nothing. Not over here, because I'm already secure in everything that I'm doing. I'm not desperate for a bandit, and you're not gonna shame me by, oh, well, you'll never get married. Well, that's why you're nobody's wife. I'm nobody's wife because I don't want to be. That's why I'm not nobody's wife. I already had the opportunity to be somebody's wife. I'm not about to voluntarily go into some indentured servitude. Y'all got me messed up and confused for somebody else. You can sit up there and brag about being in indentured servitude. I'm not going to. I'm not about to sit up here and dedicate my life to serving some bandit and then compromising my wealth. Please, y'all better get out of here with that. Y'all need to get all the way out of there with that. That can be what you do. I ain't doing it. I've never been susceptible to peer pressure, and it ain't gonna start when I'm 38. So at 38, I'm supposed to start submitting to peer pressure. Some of y'all got me severely confused, and I get that y'all don't know me from a can of paint, and that's probably why. So let me make this very clear so there's no misunderstanding. I don't fall prey to peer pressure. I don't. You can either come over here, learn and understand, or be a cowardly ass bitch and sit there and talk in your video. Just understand that I ain't gonna hear you. I'm not gonna hear you. Ivy, YouTube don't notify nobody. Ooh, YouTube basically cock blocking at this point. They really are. They are cock blocking at this point. Yeah, God is my, they want to sit there and be like, oh, that's why you'll never get married. Oh, well, you'll never be a wife, not unless I want to. I won't until I want to. I'm not about to jump into no indentured servitude just so why? So I can come and tell YouTube that somebody chose me? No, I don't care. I couldn't, ain't ever been I've never been one of those women who are just, oh, pick. Have y'all seen that little cartoon with the little eggs? And it has like songs behind it. And then some little animals jump out and say, pick me, pick me. That was never me. That was never me. I've been picked quite often, but never cared about being picked. And I ain't gonna start caring about being picked now, especially not by no bandits. It ain't gonna happen. So y'all can cry me a river of black male worshiping tears and let them bandits fill it up with dust, but that ain't gonna be over here. That's not the time that I'm on. I'm not on bandit time. I'm on drill sergeant time. And you need to understand that. But Nick Cannon, somebody need to be Nick Cannon's drill sergeant. Nick Cannon ain't had enough pressure applied to him, and that's why he racking up all of these preference baby mamas, and he's janky in the way that he treats them. Let me share the screen for y'all so that I can, hold on, let me refresh this. I want y'all to hear what this bandit over here is saying. Because I'm looking at something that says, Nick Cannon says he tried to be sweet for Mother's Day and write all of his baby mamas a handwritten note, but mistakenly switched the cards up. Listen, these women are nothing but wombs to Nick Cannon. They're nothing but wombs to Nick Cannon. Basically, what Nick Cannon is saying here is that he doesn't value any of these women at all, and he certainly doesn't value them enough to do anything personal with him. But then when you got that many baby mamas, of course, you're going to end up making some mistakes, switching up some cards. But here we go. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I my best. Really did. But I thought it would be really, really good to, I could buy whatever,
Okay, you going a different route.
Yeah, to show people how you really feel, write it down. And I was doing handwritten messages from the
I
heart.
love that.
Yeah. So.
How'd you deliver them?
So then as I'm writing
Oh,
a handwritten message, I skipped the cards mixed up.
I know it. I know he was gonna say that. I know he was gonna say that. I know it. I know he was gonna say that.
I just got goosebumps. I feel.
I know he was gonna say that shit.
And then so when one baby mama reads the card about how I feel about the other baby. See, if I would have just got some generic shit that everybody else got, that would happen.
No, you would have focused.
This is the problem. Nick Cannon is a problem, and I don't know who doesn't see him as a problem. And I get that Nick Cannon gets the privilege of black male worshiping within this community, but Nick Cannon is a problem. But I'm glad that he's not a problem for black women. I'm glad that he's taking his problematic behavior over to the preferences, because that's where he needs to keep his problematic behavior. If this man really cared about these women, and if they meant more to him than just a womb and a body, then he would have started getting Mother's Day's gift long before Mother's Day started. How about you start a week ahead so you don't have to fumble? Nick Cannon set up over here fumbling Mother's Day. And this is the man that they wanted the brat to go get some sperm from, also that she can have a black baby. This is how deep the obsession with black women, with blackness that black women have. You want this man who clearly doesn't give a damn about any of these women beyond their womb's ability, sitting up here getting cards mixed up because he's rushing and doing a last minute task because it doesn't mean anything to him. It does not mean anything to him. He's simply going through the motions. But let me guess, they happy too, right? We just bitter because, well, we're bitter and we won't just let Nick Cannon's baby mamas be happy. And they finally found the love of their life with a man who don't care enough about them to make sure that he's able to give them a sentimental Mother's Day gift and not mix them up. And then this bandit said he goes to which one of their houses. They basically got to beg him for some attention. In order for them to see this man, they got to beg him to. They got to call him and basically chase him. They got to chase Nick Cannon just so that they can get him to spend a night at their house. And these are the bandits that y'all want me to sit up here and vie for the attention of? Like, this is literally a Twilight Zone. Y'all should at least have one Black man to point to me, to give to me as an example of why I shouldn't be dragging bandits. Nick Cannon sure ain't that example. It sure ain't. And I want Black women to notice that even with his preferences, he's careless even with his preferences. Do y'all think that if Nick Cannon would have started like a week ahead of Mother's Day and put some thought into each individual woman and what they will want for Mother's Day, do you think he would have been fumbling some Mother's Day cards? No. No, he wouldn't be. Because he would care enough to plan it. He's not putting any thought into it. He's simply just trying to throw some cards together. Oh, whatever baby mama I'm gonna get this to. You ain't even write their name in the card. So you didn't even write their name in the card. Because if you would have wrote their names in the card, then how can you get them mixed up? At least have the nerve to give it to your assistant and tell your assistant to do it. He doesn't even care enough about hiring somebody else to pretend to show that he cares. I know Mariah Carey got to be really embarrassed. Mariah Carey got to be really embarrassed that she the baby mama to this bandit. How, imagine you're Mariah Carey and this is your baby daddy. Nobody cares if you were previously married to him. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that when people look at Nick Cannon, they don't say, well, at least Mariah Carey was married to him. And if you do, you a damn fool, because that marriage don't mean nothing. This would be embarrassing no matter which way you pitch it. It would be embarrassing. If Nick Cannon is your baby daddy, this is embarrassing. Even though he sat up there and said Mariah Carey is the love of his life and spoke so highly of her, do y'all think Mariah Carey thinking about that? Do y'all think Mariah Carey care if he say that? Because she's still getting the same Black man, the same one that the other preferences got. Mariah Carey in her mind may think that she's better because she was married to that man. But based on what I see, that's not a flex, boo-boo. Absolutely not. That is not a flex. That's not a flex. Because that means you may have done, I don't know what you looked at, how you determined that Nick Cannon was going to be your baby daddy, but you didn't look deep enough. You did not look deep enough. Somewhere Mariah Carey went wrong with her discernment. Now, I'm not saying that she could have predicted his behavior, but damn, like some character traits have to be present that will lead to this type of dust. Yeah, this is pathetic. It really just is. Nick Cannon is a whole mess. Nick Cannon makes my booty crack itch, y'all. He really do. My booty crack will be fine until Nick Cannon is brought up, and then it begins to itch. It begins to itch at that point. Solely based on the antics of Nick Cannon. But look, I don't got no kid by Nick Cannon, so I don't have to live in the legacy of his dust. I don't have a kid by Nick Cannon, so I really don't have a dog in this fight. But I just think there's so many different ways that Nick Cannon comes out and tells us that his baby mamas are nothing more, nothing more than a womb to him, and this is one of them. So now y'all know Nick Cannon is not putting any thought to this. He doesn't see them as any individual. He probably just sees them as one big womb. One big white womb is probably what he sees them as. And that's a problem. If I'm Mariah Carey, I'm running around thinking it's a flex that I was married to this type bandit. I like, no, ain't no way. I would still be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed and I would be thinking to myself, I really should have chose better. How did I not see this type of mentality? But maybe she did see that type of mentality and that's why she's not married to him anymore. Like, so it could go either way, really. It could go either way. But there's a bandit named Rich the Kid. Rich the Kid is yet another bandit that, look, I don't know nothing about and don't want to know nothing about and really don't care to know anything about. But Rich the Kid is a bandit who said that his newest, not his newest because he been with this woman for a while, but back in 2018, this bandit said that his preference looked better than Rihanna. Let me show y'all her. Because he sat up there talking about she finer than Rihanna now. I don't know what's wrong with his eyes, but I'm thinking it must be the white skin. This is who she is. Her name is Tory Bricks. It sounds like a PORN name, but whatever. She's the social media influencer. And this is the woman that he bragged about having and said that she was finer than Rihanna. I think he was trying to get some attention when he said that in 2018. So this preference had a lot of skin in the game, but what she doesn't have is the loyalty of this bandit because all he can be is the same black man. So he issued this apology to her because he got exposed for essentially getting another preference pregnant and then trying to pay her to get rid of it or to hide it. So it says Rich the Kid apologizes to his fiance Tory after a woman accuses him of failing to pay hush money for a secret pregnancy. So his statement was, I like to make a public apology to my best friend, my lover, my fiance for any disrespect, disloyalty, or allegations of anything. I'm a grown man. I've done wrong, and I am owning up and asking for forgiveness from a beautiful, strong woman that has taken care of not only me, but our family for years. She haven't taken good care of you that much if you don't know the difference between woman and women. I am not like these others, so says the same black man. I know I've been wrong and will fix it. Love you, and I am so sorry. You are sorry, but I don't think you go fix it. Can y'all tell me why it is that her being his best friend, his lover, and his fiance didn't stop him from going out and getting this other woman pregnant? Because it's so easy for bandits to express love after the fact, but why doesn't that love stop you from betraying your so-called best friend? If this is your best friend, your lover, and your fiance, I would think all of those things would stop you from cheating on her, unless she only became those things after you cheated and she really wasn't before. Because how can she be all of this, but you would still betray her in this way? Knowing that you're a public couple and knowing that she's going to have to deal with the public exposure of it, and she's dealing with it now. So let me read a little bit of this article and then I'm going to get into Spice. Because Spice over here dragging Erica Mena. She is over here just dragging Erica Mena, and she getting support too. Spice is getting the support at least from Kirk Frost, but we about to get into that in a minute because then I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to read y'all something on this bandit. So let me share this screen with y'all one more time because they got a picture that they said is some evidence. And I really don't know why this is going viral now because this happened nearly a month ago, but for some reason it's going viral now. But it says Rich the Kid accused of $30K hush money agreement to keep pregnancy a secret from fiance Tory Bricks, according to court documents. So this is a woman who literally wants to take him to court. She said she's going to come up on that bag one way or another. Rapper Rich the Kid has been slapped with a bombshell lawsuit accusing him of agreeing to pay $35K to a woman he knocked up in an effort to keep the news from his fiance Tory Bricks. Because apparently her being his best friend, all this love he had for her didn't at least cause him to wear a condom. You could have at least loved your fiance enough to wear a condom, but bandits love no one. So I don't know why bandits think that they get to sit up here and express all this love that there's no evidence of. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, a woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe, so meaning she's a woman of no color, filed a bombshell lawsuit against the rapper in Massachusetts court. In the lawsuit, Doe said Rich the Kid had a concert in Boston on January 28th. She said he held a private event at a nearby hotel. Doe attended the event. She said while at the hotel in Boston, she engaged in unprotected sexual relations at the request of Rich the Kid. This woman is his fiance, got a whole entire baby by him, yet he's going out and having unprotected, illicit, out of his relationship sex with random women because he loves her so much. She said also on January 28th to 29th, Rich the Kid assaulted Doe aggressively and without permission touched Doe and attempted to prevent Doe from leaving the Boston motel. The suit accused Rich the Kid of having violently grabbed Doe and removed her coat to prevent her from leaving the hotel. She said the rapper committed battery against her. Well, if he prevented you from leaving the hotel, he attempted to kidnap you as well. So it wouldn't be just battery here. I don't know why this woman didn't go file a police report. I don't know why Rich the Kid ain't being arrested for the attempted kidnapping and battery of this woman. I really don't know why. Now we can speculate as to why, but nonetheless, he has not been arrested despite her allegations that he held her against her will, i.e. kidnapped her. Doe said she eventually left over his objection. However, he allegedly followed her out of the hotel and jumped into her Uber. She allowed him to remain in the Uber, which took them to her place. Doe attached a screenshot of Rich the Kid outside of her home on the Ring camera. Doe said she had sexual relations with Rich the Kid at her home after he allegedly battered her and prevented and tried to hold her against her will. So then he jumped in an Uber. She allowed him to come to her house after all of that. And then she even had sex with him after all of that. Because it doesn't say that he forced her. It said she willingly decided to have unprotected sex with this man who she just accused of nearly kidnapping her and battering her at a hotel. So I don't know how much merit we're going to put into this, but something ain't adding up. So it says, Doe said they had unprotected sexual relations because she was so traumatized by the attempted kidnapping and battery that she just ran and had to jump in the bed with him and have unprotected voluntary sex with him. As a result of the sexual contact, Doe became pregnant in January 2023, the suit claimed. Doe said she contemplated having her child, but after communications with Rich the Kid, they agreed to terminate the pregnancy. The woman pointed out that Rich the Kid is engaged to Tory Briggs. Doe said Rich the Kid entered into a settlement with her on March 29th. She said he agreed to the deal to keep his sexual encounter with her secret from Briggs and to prevent her from bringing claims over the alleged assault. The suit read, desperate to keep his sexual encounters with Doe a secret from Briggs, in addition to having Doe forego a claim for assault and battery and forego Doe's contemplation for taking her pregnancy full term, RTK and Doe entered into a settlement agreement executed on March 29th to 30th, which provided for financial payments to Doe by RTK. However, Doe said Rich the Kid made 2 payments but still owes $25K. So I guess this is her way of getting a bill collected. This is her form of bill collection. Let me tell y'all what I think about this. After reading all of this, I don't really believe that he assaulted her or held her against her will. I don't. I think this woman wants her money and she's adding 20 on 10 as a means of getting it. Because the reality is, if this man did all of this to you, you would have had a larger opportunity for a bag, a greater opportunity for a larger bag by suing him after filing criminal charges against him. You possibly wouldn't have even had to file charges against, you possibly wouldn't have even had to sue him. You could have got him for punitive damages had you chose to actually get this man put in jail for kidnapping and battering you. But instead, you invite him to your house and let him in and then go have unprotected sex with him after he did all that. I don't know, y'all. Something ain't adding up to me. So, and I get, listen, I get that victims of abuse, they act in inordinate ways. But I've never heard of a man attempting to kidnap a woman and battering her in a hotel. She escapes, allows him to get into the Uber with her, allows him to drive home with her, then voluntarily get in the bed with him unprotected and have sex with him. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I never heard of that. Because if you just escape this man after battering you, why would you then take him home and jump into the bed with him? She made no mention of him forcing himself on her, by the way. She made none. No mention of when he got to the home. I'm actually surprised that that part is in there. She wants her other 25K. This bandit ain't paying it, so she putting 20 on 10. That's my opinion. I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm not trying to victim blame, but it's not adding up to me. It's really not adding up to me. I don't understand why, after you escaped from this man, would you allow him to come to your home? You let him into your home because she didn't say he forced his way in. So if he didn't force entry, then you let him into your home, you let him into your bed, you let him not wear a condom, and you voluntarily had protected sex with this man. This is a woman of no color in question, I'm telling y'all. This is a woman of no color. If it looks and sounds like a woman of no color, it's probably a woman of no color, because this ain't making no sense to me. If a rapper did all of these things to me, do y'all know what I'm going to do? I'm going to press charges on them, and then I'm going to file a civil lawsuit. And I'm going to let the courts decide how much money I should get in punitive damages, because it's probably going to be more than $25,000. So I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense to me, but that's her story and she's sticking to it. So it is what it is. This is her story and she is absolutely sticking to her story, even though it don't make no sense. But when it's a woman of no color, it don't gotta make sense. Her word is gospel because her men are in the dominant position and our men, I use air quotes and use that very loosely, are the nothing ass bitches of society. That's the difference. You can observe the differences between the two groups and their position in society based on how women are treated when they're in this situation. And I don't believe everything that she's saying. I don't believe everything that she's saying. I believe that she invited him over. She willingly had relations with him. She got pregnant. She was supposed to get $35,000. She didn't do it. So now she's adding extras to the situation. She still ain't went and filed no police report, mind you. She still, mind you, after all that, has not went and filed not one police report. You can do that online. You don't even have to leave your home. Anyway, so Spice has been dragging Erica Mena by her hair all over the internet, and we've been seeing it. There is a 12-minute video in which Spice is just going in on Erica Mena. And really, it's about time that somebody tells Erica Mena how ridiculous she look out in these streets. You sitting here getting mad every time Safari acknowledges another woman, although he done stressed you out to the point that you sitting up there looking super skinny and emaciated. Whenever a bandit has stressed a woman out to the degree that it's physically manifested to where we can see it, that's not a man that you should be chasing. Yet Erica Mena does this all the time because she's a woman of a certain pathology. And quite frankly, bandits are her only option at this point. Erica Mena has kids by multiple different men at this point. 2 children by Safari, even though he said that he didn't even want no kid with her. Safari had already told her she gained too much weight. She had become unattractive to him. He didn't want a baby by her, yet she allowed herself to become impregnated by him again. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I get you being, you having this baby the first time, I get that, but I don't understand why you wouldn't at least get on birth control after this man already told you that you weren't attractive to him and he didn't want a second baby by you. Why? We saw it all over national TV, so we know she saw it. Why wouldn't you at least just protect yourself from having this dude's baby? Now you sitting up there with 2 children by this man. You can't get him to do anything for you. Meanwhile, he's out here buying Amara La Negra's twins, Rolex watches, and shout out to Lovely TV, like she said, these kids can't even tell time. So why are you buying them Rolex watches? Her babies can't even tell time. And they're wearing Rolex watches, but Erica Mena is sitting up here complaining that this bandit won't take care of her kids. So here's the thing. Safari has been shown Erica Mena who he is. Erica Mena acts like she had a problem letting Safari go. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Erica Mena as a very jealous woman. Unfortunately, she's still jealous. And she still has a vested interest and an emotional attachment to this bandit. And look, I get it. She has children with him. However, children is not stopping Safari from disrespecting her. So why would Erica Mena allow some kids to continue to have her emotionally attached to this bandit? Take your feelings out the situation, girl. Because now you're getting dragged all over the internet because you refuse to let this bandit go. And because you keep going after every woman that he pays attention to. Erica keeps doing this. She keeps doing it. Every time Safari does something that involves another woman, Erica Mena has to come out and make multiple different posts about how he ain't taking care of his kids. Look, we can look at you, Erica Mena, and how he's taking you up top and got you sitting here looking like you are, what my mom used to say, 1 cracker away from death. Or no, my mom used it. Let me tell y'all, my mom says death eating a cracker. That's what my mom, shout out to my mom. Let me tell y'all, sometimes my mom come up with some of the most funniest drags ever. Because my mom would say certain people look like death eating a cracker. And that's what is given with Erica Mena. It's given death eating a cracker, okay? It's looking like a skeleton sitting out, getting enraged and furiously typing on her computer every time Safari comes out and shows interest in another woman. For real. No, like seriously, I'm trying not to death to like die laughing, but that is what my mom would say. So according to my mom, Safari got her out here looking like death eating a cracker, but she's still sitting up here chasing after this man. And I guess Spice is tired of it. So let me play for y'all some of what Spice is saying about her. Let me play this video of Spice really quickly. I want to make sure. I want to do whichever one is the longest, but I don't know because these are taking clips from her. Actually, let me just get the YouTube video. Let me just pull up the YouTube video. We're not going to go over all 12 minutes of it, obviously. We're not going to go over all 12 minutes of it because I only got 30 minutes left on here before this premiere plays. So let me find this video with Spice dragging Erica Mena, the YouTube one, because I want you guys to see. I want you to see more of what she has to say than what's on the social media clips. Because out of 12 minutes, I mean, I would be doing her a disservice out of 12 minutes if I only show a little clip. Oh, it's in my downloads. Okay, hold on, y'all, because I downloaded it to keep it. Now, where are my downloads? YouTube moves everything around. Oh, here's my downloads. How do I not have any downloads? What? I'm looking at my downloads on my phone. I just got to play it from my phone, y'all. I'm just gonna have to because it's saying I don't got no downloads and I do. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna play it from my phone. Give me a second.
Yes. I'm gonna make sure I find a corner where they can't hide. Let me just clear this up.
Y'all, let me know how the audio is. Put a 1 in the chat box because the audio sounds a little low to me, but it's coming through my speaker on here or my microphone. So it may be a little bit louder, but can y'all put a 1 in the chat box to tell me if the audio is good? I'm about to play it again.
Real quick. before nobody spread no rumor upon me and say something is what is not. So let me just get this off of my chest and say this real quick because me see that the blogs that them a talk about say, me I pick up the Safari, me not pick up the Safari, me I call a spade, and me I talk the truth and speak it for what it is. Because me just sit down to have a conversation with you, but you couldn't have the conversation with because you never want to listen to the truth and the things that I have to tell you in your face because me not fake like you're pregnant. Well, listen to that cry. Safari doing this to me. Safari doing that to me, bitch. The one that we are single mother to. And then you alone, guess what? There's 7 billion people in the world and you're not the first one who are divorced. Like me tell you in your face. You're not the first woman who ever get divorced and you're not gonna be the last. So what the problem? Let me make sure I find a car now. Sorry. I love you too, baby.
Yeah, you spread the rumor upon me. I love it when she said that. Like, I like the way she's talking to me.
Talk about, 1 second. I love you, okay? Sorry, let me find a car at the airport and hide. And talk about this real quick. Yeah. Oh my God. Real quick, let me, all right, I love you. Yeah, I have to take time to talk, because that's the people that hear me more, them find me in the corner. I see some people, let me make sure I take a deep breath, because you don't know me stay already. So
Yeah,
see the media talk about say, oh, this type of storyline. Me not the storyline. Me not the fake story. Anything will come out of my mouth, any story when I do, any scene when I go to, it's 100% real. Come and have no time for the fakeness. I mean, I like fake people. Just so let me just explain something to you. Erica, I you're fake as fuck. You're sitting in front of my face and I laugh and I talk. Oh, I love you so much. I was praying for you. And when you was dying, bitch, when I was dying and Safari was crying, you was acting ballistic in the house. Why are you crying for this bitch? Why are you crying for her? You wasn't crying for me. Like, what's the comparison? Whatever you have going on in your house now have nothing to do with me, Erica. Whatever Safari is doing to you, it don't have nothing to do with me. So when you compare yourself, what's this jealousy over me? What's this jealousy? Oh, Safari like me. Me and him are just friend. Me not fucking baby. Baby, I promise you 100% and $1 million. Me love Nicki Minaj gone to bed. Me not fuck Safari. Me not fucking baby. You have to get it in your head. Because you play victim. Everywhere you go, you scream down the place. I invited you to my gala and I invited you in Miami. You come, hi baby.
Hold on, because I get what she's saying, even though it's hard to understand what she's saying, but I get what she's saying. Erica Mena sits up on the internet and constantly complains about what Safari did to her. She talks about the disrespect of Safari. He won't pay for his kids. Basically everything that I just told y'all. Yet she gets triggered every time she sees Safari giving attention to a Black woman. Because let's just be real. Erica Mena has the preference mentality, and she already understands the bandit pathology in Safari. And we recognized that when Safari said he liked her hair and he wanted the children to inherit her hair type, obviously not the type of hair that Black people possess by and large. I'm not going to say there's not some of them who possess straight hair. The majority don't at the end of the day. The majority within the diaspora do not have straight hair. Let's just be real with that. There are a lot of Africans who do though. But the reality of it is when Safari said that that's what he wanted his children to inherit, he was saying something about his mentality. And this is why these bandits choose preferences to procreate with, because they do not want them to have the Black phenotype. They're doing whatever they can to wash away the Black phenotype and the characteristics of it that they think is ugly, i.e. the skin tone, the hair texture, whether they have a narrow or wide nose, etc. All of those things apply. So that is why we already knew when Safari said that what was attractive to him about Erica Mena, and it's that she's not Black and she possesses the genetics that will wash away his Blackness. You can just look at his kids and tell that his kids are biracial, okay? Erica Mena is essentially a mixed woman of no color. That is what she is. I highly doubt Safari would have been attracted to her in terms of having children with her if she was a Black woman. Notice how Safari didn't have no children with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is Black, contrary to what y'all want to say, because I see a lot of people saying Nicki Minaj is not Black. Yes, Nicki Minaj is Black. Now, I don't know if that was Nicki Minaj's decision or Safari's, but Erica Mena and Nicki Minaj are not the same race. I don't care how much Erica Mena run around throwing around the N-word. All that does is illustrate my point in the beginning, how Black men will allow their preferences to use the N-word, but then want to have selective outrage if they think a man of no color says it. Erica Mena should not be running around throwing around the N-word. She is not a Black woman, but bandits allow her to. It's good because Nicki Minaj obviously dodged a bullet. But the bottom line is, if bandits are sitting up in videos toasting to more mixed babies, it is because they value women who do not have a Black phenotype and whose womb can erase the Black phenotype and give their children the phenotype that they really want, which ain't a Black one. This is why I'm saying Black women need to pay attention, because you sitting here sticking to these bandits like glue because you want some Black babies that they don't want. They're chasing after a white womb or a limited white womb or some womb that got proximity to whiteness. That is what they're looking for. They don't want to create Black children. You do. But anyway, Erica Mena thinks that we don't already know how Safari's been treating you. We know how Safari's been treating you. Shout out to you, Stormy. I see you down there. Let me see where Stormy went, what Stormy had to say. Let me see. You said, and them kids still got his hair. Well, for now, we know the hair texture of children changes. It changes. I've seen it in my biracial nephews. Their hair texture may not stay that same way. I've seen it in like some of my nephews were born with thicker hair and then had finer hair, and some of them had the reverse finer hair and then ended up with thicker hair after they got older. So those kids are biracial. Their hair texture may not stay that same. I just want people to know they're very young. Like, aren't they like 2 or 3? So they're still developing into like a full adult human. So their hair texture isn't really set right now. It may be, but I know just because they have that hair texture now does not mean they will have it throughout their life. It can definitely change. But Erica, we see everything Safari's done to you, and we see how you've allowed them to keep doing it. You should have never had a second kid by him. You should have never married him. Safari was doing stuff before Erica even married him. So she's acting like she was bamboozled and hoodwinked. She was not. And now, because she keeps attacking anybody who is seen with Safari because she ain't over him, meanwhile, Safari going out here and just doing his own thing, this lady still ain't over him. So the one thing she never wants to see him doing is doing for a Black woman what he would not do for her. She is supposed to be the preference. She's supposed to be the preference. So she's supposed to get the better treatment. And look, I want y'all to see this. This is the post that Spice put out here. This post didn't surprise me because I'm pretty sure she refers to all Black women this way. It said, what you need to do is call me Black bitch in public like you call me behind my back, and stop with the fake shit so people can really know why I'm ready for your ass. And look, oh, you said like she said like she do it behind her back. I thought I really somehow my brain registered that as her saying the way you do behind closed doors. Because then I was about to say, Spice, if you don't punch this girl in her mouth, she should be eating her teeth if she's calling you a Black bitch behind closed doors. Like, no, but she's saying she does it behind her back. So I already know what time it is with Erica Mena. I already know what time it is. And anybody think this is the face of a Black woman is sadly mistaken. This is not a Black woman. And then she said, what situation you in, sis? You mean the heart monitor you're on because of a man who dumped you? You went from being his wife to his side chick. Go sit your ass down somewhere. I almost died because of the hernia. You almost died because of dick. Someone come get Bow Wow little toilet seat and tell her to leave me alone because she don't seem to understand. Fucking mouthful of teeth like zippers. Listen. When are people gonna learn that Black women have the best drag game in the game? When are people gonna learn? when are these preferences gonna learn that they want no smoke with a Black woman's mouth? You really don't. Because it's like our drill game is superb. It's better than any woman's on the face of the planet. And that's because bandits done turned our communities into concrete jungles. That's why. They ain't calling the community a concrete jungle because of Black women. It's because the environment that bandits done put Black women in. But what it has done is developed some dragging skills. Okay, so nobody really wants no smoke with a Black woman's mouth, but Erica Mena thinks she do, because she thinks that if she run around here throwing out the N-word all over the place, that somehow that makes her a Black woman. Same thing with Evelyn Lozada. Now, Erica Mena came back talking about not a single person who played with me ended up in a better situation. I'm coming out of every storm like it was never raining. Well, I don't know what type of storm Safari brought you, but we can tell you was in that storm, okay? You looking like you was in that storm. So I don't know what she's talking about when she say she coming out of every storm like it was never raining. Yeah, every storm except Safari, because you wearing the remnants of being in that storm. Again, death eating a cracker is what it's given. And even if you look over here at Erica Mena's face, this wasn't Erica Mena's face when we were introduced to her on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because that is how we were introduced to Erica Mena. People think that we were introduced to Erica Mena on Love and Hip Hop. We were introduced to Erica Mena on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She used to work at their store Dash. That's the first time I saw her. The first time I saw Erica Mena was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, I don't know if y'all remember that scene, but Courtney came in there and put Erica in her place and then gave her her walking papers. That's how we were introduced to Erica Mena, by Kourtney Kardashian putting her in her place and giving her her walking papers, like in true Aries fashion. Because look, Courtney may be a woman of no color, but she is an Aries, and Aries got the same trait. So look, Kourtney Kardashian said, bitch, you either go do this work right or you go get your ass on. And Erica Mena wasn't doing the work right, so Courtney sent her and told her to get her ass on. Obviously, Kim wasn't go do it. Chloe wasn't go do it. So Courtney said, look, I'll go fire the bitch. Get out of here. And gave her her walking papers. That's how I was introduced to Erica Mena. Erica Mena then went on Love and Hip Hop, and we saw how the various different Black men were putting her through the ringer. She was consistently getting the same Black man. So I don't know what she's talking about when she sits up here talking about she gets out of every storm like it was never raining. Where? Because this is not the Erica Mena that we were introduced to. This is death eating a cracker. So I don't know why Erica Mena is on her high horse. Listen, you don't get to have any pride when you sit here and let a man do this to you. This is what you don't allow a man to do. Erica Mena allowed Safari to do this to her. No, you're not gonna flex. You're definitely not flexing. You're not flexing as if you're that resilient as you walk around here skinny and emaciated, looking like an ant from the BBL that you got. Now you too skinny to even keep up with the BBL. You looking like a walking ant. It's a problem. This is a problem. She gets taken up top by every single bandit that she's dealt with, but yet she want to come on here and flex. And the only reason why she's flexing is because Spice is a Black woman. The biggest issue that she really has is that Amara La Negra is a Black woman and her Black man or ex-husband was giving gifts to a Black woman's children and neglecting hers. That is her real problem. You getting what you get, Erica Mena, because you failed to have some self-esteem and self-respect. When Safari showed you that he was going to play you for dust when it came to a Black woman before you got married to him, you should have never married him. You married him because you wanted to show that you was better. The only thing you showed is that you will consistently get the same Black man. Now you got Spice out here dragging you in them streets and you want to act like you weathering the storm, girl, bye. Yeah, no. This is not the face of somebody who's weathering the storm, so I don't know what Erica Mena is on. This is the face of somebody who got caught up in the storm or quite possibly a tornado and spit back out. That's what Safari does set up here and shoot Erica Mena up and spit her out, and she's sitting here acting like she weathered the storm. Bitch, bye. You have not. Let's listen to some more. No, it's not. It's not on. There's no way it's on. There's absolutely no way my premiere has started. There's no way it started. I didn't set for it to start. Hold on, let me see something. Because it shouldn't be on. It shouldn't be on right now. No, it didn't. Somebody, like, can y'all block that person who said my premiere was on? Trying to dissipate the energy. You knew damn well my premiere was not on. You knew damn well it wasn't. You know that it premieres in 28 minutes. You need to cut it out. I still got 15 minutes. Storm Monroe says she might as well go back to licking Sin Santana's Hot Pocket. I agree. She might as well. Go get you some more Hot Pocket, Erica Mena. Because Sin Santana didn't take you up top. Sin Santana didn't chew you up and spit you out. Sin Santana don't got you running around these streets looking like death eating a cracker. The man that you're obviously still emotionally attached to do. And now he got you out here having to weather the storm of Black women's drill game. It's a problem. Let me play some more of this from Spice.
Before the flight. Oh, Jesus. Me, you know, my vice here. That's why I never want to like to reach the hotel, but we just want to get this out.
Let's play the clips because she doing too much. I can see why they put the clips up because she just over here mingling with the fans. And look, I respect it. I really do, Spice. But at the end of the day, well, we ain't got time. I certainly don't got time. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm gonna play it from the link here.
So I don't want people to say I'm picking up for Safari because it has nothing to do with me picking up for Safari. I am just speaking facts to the face, something where some people can't do, and that cause the fiction, and that's the problem because some girl fake and them don't want to tell them the truth to them face. Erica, go look for your gynecologist. Go look for your gynecologist. Infection and yam you out. Your pussy's full of syphilis. You have lymphogranuloma vulgaris. Girl, don't play with me. Go get some tennis still. Don't play with me, Erica. I'm not stay on this too long either. I just want to talk my mind and tell Erica, say, remember, I tell you, every time I see you, you better be prepared to flip over the table because me is not the one to play with. I'm not the fake storyline, I'm not the fakeness. Everything about me is 100% real. 100%. And you have to do this forget storyline, but remember, I tell you, say, the wrong story you pick up, baby. And the wrong story you want. You never want that story.
She's literally dragging this woman. I can barely understand her, but I still know she's dragging this woman. Hey, Curry Up and Eat. Thanks for the super chat. Curry Up and Eat says Safari serving 13 chambers of punishment. She better get off that ride. It sounds like she still want to be on it. Curry Up and Eat. To be honest, I think that if Safari was to come and say, look, I love you, I messed up, can we please work it out? I think Erica Mena will take him back in a heartbeat. Put a one in the chat box if y'all think Erica Mena wouldn't take Safari back if Safari act like he wanted her. He would take her back. She'd take him back. She would definitely take him back. Because Erica Mena has a point to prove, and the point that she wants to prove is that she's better than a Black woman. But that's Chip done already said. You couldn't prove that now. You couldn't prove that because the only thing you keep consistently getting is the same Black man. I think she still wants Safari, and that's why I think she's still doing all this, to be honest.
You should have never picked up that story. You see about the other season? This season? Leave her with it. Don't try to flip the script. Hear me tell you? Better you leave her with it and call it a day. Because you need some candy still. I don't know where you come act like said. This don't have nothing to do with me. I don't care about. No, they have my own issues and my own problem. Nearly dead. I still have my issues and my problem I deal with. You walk up play victim here in the senior ball. Me think about a bitch. I'm one too. I am one too. 14 years. And guess what? I pick up myself and do what I have to do. And you have to do the same. And that you have to tell you, pick your pussy up off of the ground.
Catch a break. Let me breathe. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Erica, pick up your pussy off of the ground and keep it moving. It's not the end of the road, baby. It's not the end of life. We all, people married and then get divorced. People do relationship, then break up. Me break up with my relationship, I'm not dead. Listen, look at me, I'm alive. Up on my head, bitch, me not up on my head. Sorry, I come Amara, them there with Amara, I've been doing one Amara. Not my problem. What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? The text I come talk about. Don't, my son. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Since you say you're a single mother, I tell you, say you're a single mother for 14 years, and you're gonna say, oh, but I'm a single mother for how much years? I don't know how old your son is. So I said, where is he? So we you have your 2 kids, you need to have the same energy for 3. So we are asking the question and we wait for the answer. Where is your oldest son? Why you not have the same energy for your 3rd child?
That's a good question.
You come talk. Like say you think I'm afraid to tell it to your face. I want to you. Bitch, you think I'm afraid that you're not the blood clot storyline, I'm not the fake story. So it's on for me. So I'm still gonna talk to you come turn over blood clot table because you want to have a one-up. You want to have storyline. You want to feel like you're big, bitch. Oi go. You can't talk in my face. Come talk in my face. Let me hear what you have to say. Talk in my face, being in a speak for me. If you want my gynecologist number, you can get it. Since as you come like your age, can they still sell over the counter?
Hold on, because somebody made a good point. Absolutely. Random TV says she would take him back and give him more babies. That's the real tea. It is the real tea because she absolutely would. She would. I don't think for 1 second that Erica Mena wouldn't take Safari back because she's showing way too much. Like, y'all been divorced for how long? Like, why are you still tracking this man and what he does? But let me tell you what Erica Mena's issue is as well. A lot of these preference really do get into these situations with bandits thinking they're going to get a different black man. And I think despite everything that Safari did, Erica Mena thought that this was going to be the one who was going to wife her because ain't nobody else married Erica Mena. Safari is the only one who did. Bow Wow didn't even want to marry her. Not saying that marriage is the badge of honor because it will be the same thing whether you marry or not, especially dealing with a bandit. But I think that Erica Mena thought that if she married Safari, then somehow this was going to be her saving grace. He was going to worship her, basically dote on her, that basically he was going to be that her knight in shining armor. I think that's what Erica Mena thought Safari was going to be because of how he approached her, the fact that he was willing to marry her, and then she realized that the only thing she got was the same black man. And it's because what Erica is not doing is developing standards, boundaries, and expectations. This is what you get when you have no standards. You get taken up top like this. And it doesn't seem like after Erica Mena gets in and out of one relationship, it doesn't sound like she's developing standards, boundaries, and expectations. Curry Ebony said she let Safari undo all the plastic surgeon's work on her face. He got that girl looking like the Grim Reaper, don't he? Thank you, MJ. MJ said Erica is still sleeping with him. That's why Spice keeps saying she will refer to her gynecologist. I'm sure that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me because there has to be a reason why she's still so emotionally attached to this man, who he talks about and what he does. Every single time there's a woman that's in proximity to Safari, Erica Mena jumps on social media and start complaining. She's definitely still in the bed with Safari, even though all she go get is the same black man. Yeah, he'll throw you a little bit of dick every here and there, but he really ain't about to take you seriously. And I think Erica Mena really thought that Safari was going to take her seriously. These preferences be buying into all of the smoke that bandits blow up their ass. You really sitting there buying into it thinking that he's going to treat you differently? No, he's not. Why? Why would he? Why would he? Yeah, Helen L, she is still stigmatized. She's still stigmatized, and that's why she getting dragged by Spice. And she probably still ain't gonna go change nothing, even after this.
What's wrong with you? You come talk. The one that woman left with,
Everybody, people get born all the time. Wake up and taste the blood clot coffee. It's not the end of the day. You walk a ball down the place and come on my fucking gala ball and I screaming at the hallway and I come talk about safari. Like every day somebody wants to talk about safari. Every day
Right.
safari, tell me fuck about safari dick. When you did that fuck your friend, man, you never did that think about him dick. Bitch, fucking play with me. Calm down, you know, the people at the airport. So stop talking about me and pick up for safari because it's not about picking up for safari. It's about speaking facts and call a spade and talking the truth the same way you always see it. I'm done talking the truth already, bitch. You're not the first woman. You're not gonna be the last, bitch. And I can tell it to your face and me ask you and me say, where your oldest son dead? When dead? When dead? And that me ask you, when dead?
The fact that she got done doing that and then went to hi, like her whole face changed. She's like, literally her energy switched so quickly. But this is as much as I'm gonna play because I do really have to get off of here and go. But listen, these preferences are gonna learn, or maybe they not. I'm gonna stop saying these preferences are gonna learn because I really don't think that they are gonna learn. Some of them are learning, but it doesn't seem like some of them are learning quick enough. And I think maybe it's the mixed women of no color preferences that are not learning the quickest. And maybe because they do have some ties, some lineage that was Black. Erica Mena has a partial Black lineage, just like Evelyn Lozada and Cardi B, because really Evelyn Lozada, Cardi B, and Erica Mena are the exact same thing. They're all mixed women of no color. None of them have Black parents, mind you. There is some Blackness far off in their lineage, but there is some nonetheless. It's not immediate, but there is some nonetheless. Like Cardi B is over there talking about, didn't she say she got one Black grandmother? And yeah, that doesn't mean you're Black though. That means you're far removed from Blackness. That means you are mostly white. You are mostly non-Black. Like y'all gotta stop thinking that Hispanic is a race and that Hispanic means Black. It does not. Are there Black Hispanic? Yes. Cardi B ain't one of them. When I look at Cardi B's parents, I don't see Afro-Latina. How you an Afro-Latina? You ain't got no mama or no Black. No daddy that's Black. Like you got 3 non-Black grandparents and then 1 Black grandparent, and you think that you get to say that you're an Afro-Latina. You can say that you're an Afro-Latina. I'm not gonna take it seriously, and I know my opinion don't matter. Well, maybe you do. If we talking about Cardi B, maybe my opinion do matter. Let me be quiet before I trigger Cardi B's emotions and get in a lawsuit. Like when it comes to Cardi B, I can't say that my opinion don't matter because you would think Tasha K's opinion wouldn't matter. It wouldn't to me. Let me tell you, if I'm Cardi B, Tasha K's opinion would not matter. It just wouldn't. I wouldn't care. I'm not gonna reach down and pull somebody up to my level if I'm supposed to be an A-list celebrity. I'm not gonna do that. So look, let me not say that my opinion might matter to Cardi B. So let's not ruffle her feathers too much. At least she try to find some more lawsuits. Like I don't know the hood chick who goes around filing lawsuits because somebody said they got herpes and they no, like obviously yes in her case, but I could never. Hey Deja. I'm glad you're here, Deja. Somebody said Cardi is a South Asian. I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is, but I know she's not Black. You don't get to say you're Black because you got 1 Black grandparent and 3 non-Black parents. 3 is more than 1. So I'm not buying Blackness from Cardi B at all. But at the end of the day, all of them are the same genetically. Evelyn Lozada want to sit there and sell you that she's an Afro-Latina, but she can't point to the Afro though. At least Cardi B can reach back to her grandmama and say, well, look, I got 1 Black grandmama. All my other grandparents are not Black, but I do got this 1 Black grandmama. So at least Cardi B can reach towards hers. Evelyn Lozada cannot, and oh my God, like, can y'all stop? Evelyn Lozada cannot and did not prove any type of Afro in her Latina at all. Gypsy Girl 80 said, but I saw $4 million. No, it's not that. It's not even that I saw $4 million. It's that I genuinely don't understand how somebody who was on A-list status would care about what Tasha K. How did Tasha K get on your radar, first of all? Like if you're and I'm not saying that Tasha K is not worthy of the attention of an A-lister. I just don't understand how it is that Cardi B got on Tasha K's radar. I don't get it. I don't understand how Cardi B cares enough about Tasha K's opinion to do a lawsuit against, like, I can see Nicki Minaj's lawsuit. I can see Nicki Minaj's 75K. She like, okay, I don't want to break this chick or ruin her life. I just want to teach her a lesson. Do y'all really think Cardi B was that negatively impacted by anything that Tasha K said? Do y'all really think that Cardi B stopped having sex with her philandering community dick husband because of what Tasha K said? Really? I can't even bring myself to say, listen, the lawsuit and the verdict is what it is, okay? Because Cardi B got some punitive damages in there. I don't believe that she was emotionally affected at all by what Tasha K said, unless you just a weak ass bitch at the end of the day. I just, you from the hood, but you don't know how to drill and drag back? You don't, you from the hood, but you don't know how to drag back. You don't know how to do that? You getting in your feelings? I can't believe, it's hard for me to buy into the hood chick. I'm from the hood, I'm a gang member. It's hard for me to buy into that. And then there's this woman sitting up in court crying over some words that was said to her. And those, she said that you got the herpes and called you a prostitute, even though you talk about in your songs that you have sex for money. That hurt your feelings to the degree that you sitting up in court, but you from the hood? Listen, I'm just saying it just don't make sense to me. It makes sense. It didn't, when I first heard of it, it didn't make no sense to me. I just didn't understand how Tasha K even got on Cardi B's radar. And furthermore, why do you care? I don't get it, but whatever. She sued her nonetheless, but no, I wasn't worried about 4 million. I just don't understand anybody promoting that they hard, they're a gangster, I'm from the hood, I'm this, that, and the third, but you crying because somebody said you got herpes. Mind you, most of the American population and probably the global population, statistically, I believe the stat said most people on the planet have herpes. If you've had chickenpox, you have herpes. Chickenpox is a herpes simplex, okay? It is a type of herpes. So anybody who's had chickenpox have had a form of herpes. Now, I may be wrong, but that ain't what I was told by a doctor. That's not what I was told by a doctor. I was told by a doctor that if you've had chickenpox, you got herpes in your system, okay? Now, it might not be herpes simplex 1 or herpes simplex 2, but you got a form of it if you've had chickenpox. If you've had shingles, you have herpes because that's a form of herpes too. So I'm just saying, if you got cold sores, you got herpes. So I just don't get it. To me, when I've seen, oh, yep, Storm said true, 90% will have it before they, before type 1 or 2. Yeah, no, they will. Most people do. So how does somebody saying you have herpes ruin your reputation and send you into emotional turmoil unless you just a weak ass bitch? And I ain't saying she is. I'm just saying the only person I could see crying over someone, if somebody say I got herpes right now, do y'all think I'm about to go cry? No, I'm not gonna go cry. I'm not gonna go file a lawsuit against them. Somebody probably already said it and I don't even know who it is. I probably don't even know who it, I'm not crying. Nobody's hurting my feelings and subjecting me to emotional turmoils if they say I have herpes. People have said I was a prostitute, I was an escort. I don't care. Like who cares? Cardi B actually says in her music though, that she has sex with men for money. That's literally her verse on G-Eazy song. Her verse is fuck them, then I get some money. Last I thought that was prostitution. Here's the thing. Last I checked, that was the very definition of prostitution, but I may be wrong. Maybe prostitution is not when you have sex with men with money. Maybe there's more to it, but last I checked that prostitution, fuck them, then I get some money. That's prostitution. That's if I look up, let me look up the definition of prostitution and then I'm gonna go, because maybe I don't know. And let me see. The practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. So yeah, fuck them, then I get some money. That's called prostitution. By definition, that's prostitution by definition. So I don't know how you can sing about that in your music, literally say that you're a prostitute in your music, but then go sue somebody for saying it. I don't get it. I'm just saying I don't get it. I don't want no $400 million smoke. But if you saying in your music, you fuck them, then you get some money. By definition, that's prostitution. So I'm just saying, I'm looking up the definition of it, and this is the Oxford Dictionary that says it's the practice. So you don't have to have it for an occupation, you simply have to engage in it, and then that would make you a prostitute. So anyway, let me get over here, y'all. I'm just saying, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I really don't understand that. I've been wanting to say that. I've been not understanding it. But anyway, I will see you guys later. I do have to go. Shout out to Storm. Shout out to Lovely T. Shout out to Love Jones with her old pretty self. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Deidre with her pretty self too. I miss you, Deidre. But anyway, I will see you guys later. I miss you, Deidre. How would you document hoeing on a resume? I guess you wouldn't. You would just go cry in court. But anyway, I'm leaving. So I'll see y'all later. Shout out to Tasha K too. Even though she a Black male worshiper, shout out to Tasha K. She still has a lot of redeemable qualities. Way more so than Cardi B, if you ask me. But anyway, I gotta go. Bye. I'll see you guys later. Bye.